Justin, how hard was it to A, not play, and then B, have to watch sort of what unfolded Sunday?
Yeah, it's always the toughest part is obviously that was a tough game to watch, and just as a competitor, but also as a leader, like trying to find different ways to help and change the game around, and obviously it just never happened. So that was a tough one, just to be on the side and not be out there with the guys.
How do you feel?
I feel a lot better. Yeah.
Justin, Sean was just saying, you need one, the Bears need one. When you're in a matchup like that where I guess both teams are desperate, what's the approach? How do you kind of move toward that?
Yeah, it's the way that I'm kind of approaching it, it's just like your backs are against the wall. You're fighting, you're scratching, you're crawling, and I mean, like you said, both teams need one. So when you go into a game like this, like you're expecting their best. What do they do best, and how do they get to what they do best? And for us, like it's exactly the same thing. Like we got to go and do what we do best, and we got to execute and do that at a high level, and let the chips fall, where they may in that regard. But this is they're all must wins every week. You talk about the 1-0 mindset, but this is a really, really, really important one for us to get in the win column.
Justin, how do you dole out therapy as a leader after a 50-point loss? So you've gone through some tough times here, but never anything like that. So how do you talk to guys in the locker room to take them off the edge of something like a 50-point loss?
Yeah, honestly, look, the loss was bad. Really bad, but the moral of the story is this next game can't come fast enough, and a win just kind of cures all things. And so, Miami is Miami at this point. Like I tell you guys every time we talk about, different games or what have it be. As soon as Monday's over with, that 24-hour rule after that game's done. Win, loss, draw, whatever it looked like, that game's done. And so you move on, and it's the NFL. In the same ways that no one cares about what you did years prior, ultimately no one cares what you did the week before, because you still got to go out on Sunday and prove it, or Thursday or whatever it may be, and prove it all over again. And so for us, Sunday's a fresh slate, a new game, a new opponent, and Chicago's got a good team, and we got to pack our defense and go down there and find a way to win a game.
What's it been like with all the injuries at safety? You had the ejection too, just all the guys missing at safety.
I think it's been fine. I think I've always thought we had a deep room. I've always prided ourselves in how well guys communicate and things like that. Obviously, there are things that we can be better in. Knowing that, seeing how we're starting the season 0-3, there's a lot of things defensively and secondary wise that we need to be better at, and that's my responsibility. As a leader in the room and making sure things are tight. But I think the guys are doing great, and in terms of communication and rallying and figuring things out, and we'll continue to get better, and I think that'll show on Sunday.
And just to clarify, do you expect to play on Sunday? Yeah.
Obviously, I'm trying my best to get there.
Justin, from a player's perspective, how do you work on tackling and improve tackling, especially when you don't do it necessarily every single day to the ground in practice?
Yeah, tackling is all about positioning, and so obviously you can't, as you just said, recreate the actual full-on tackle to the ground, but you can run to the ball, get low pad level, bend your knees, be in a good square, or depending on where the runner is at the sideline, be in a good position to be able to finish like everything all the way up into actually making the contact, right? And that's something that obviously needs to be emphasized, and that comes from coaching, that comes from leadership, that comes from all across the board. It's the standard that you want to hold yourself to as a player. And so, to your point, you can't actually create tackling and an environment in practice, right? You want to keep each other healthy, but you can create everything up until the point of contact. So that's what is always need to practice that.
What do you see from Justin Fields when you watch the tape?
Yeah, I see a super athletic quarterback. When things sometimes get dark or the pocket collapses, his ability to create and continue to make plays happen for them, is really unbelievable watching it. Obviously, we got a few guys in the league that are able to do that and, kind of elude the pocket and make plays happen, albeit with their feet or even their arms. And so he's definitely one of those guys. And, I mean, they have talent all across the board. So, I know everyone wants to talk about how they're struggling, but they're a good offense, and he's a really good player. And we got our, we're going to have to – we have our hands heavy in this going up into Chicago because we're going to have to find ways to stop them from being explosive.
Justin, a couple more you guys have talked about. I mean, you really do a good job of not getting too high and too low, but that seems like that'd be pretty hard to do after what happened. I know you got the 24-hour rule, but it's all anyone's talking about. Does that kind of bring the team almost closer together?
Yeah, no, I think it does, and I just think I've learned over the years, and I've learned from different coaches, and I think it's just all about perspective. You just can never be, too high or too low. And there's different people. There's people that have different opinions, and whatever you see on surface, whatever you're able to see on the surface level, it's just that. It's just the surface level stuff. And there's tough conversations that are had at times when they need to be had, and things like that. But at the end of the day, there is next week, and you have to be able to erase what happened, as tough as it was, as all the narratives or whatever the case may be. You have to be able to block out the noise, erase it, and move on, because Sunday's coming whether we want it to or not. And that's just the end of the story. And we have a football game to play on Sunday, whether we are ready to or not. And so that's just the moral of the story. So Sunday's coming up. We're playing the Chicago Bears, and we have a chance to get ourselves a win and move on from that week and continue to ride that wave and that momentum. And it is what it is.
Have you seen the group
really rally behind Coach Van's?
Have I seen the group rally behind?
Kind of like his play calling and just kind of like the unit as a whole.
What are you trying to get from that question, I guess, is what I'm trying to ask.
Like, is the group playing harder to show that they believe in it?
I think that question is trying to pin a certain narrative against the defense and whatever people think's being called and with Coach Joseph. And the moral of the story is this: you go watch that film, and there are numerous amounts of things obviously that went wrong, but in no way, shape, or form does that ever come down to one person. I feel responsible, even though I wasn't playing. I feel personally responsible for a bunch of different things. Not going to get into the details about it. I know Kareem feels the same way as a leader. There's other guys that feel the same way as leaders, and that's just not the standard that we hold ourselves to. And I'm not up here throwing a fit and cussing and showing a bunch of emotion, but it hurt, and that was embarrassing to just be a part of. And by no means does that fall under the spectrum of one person, though. Coach Joseph, I believe in him. I believe in his staff. I believe in the players that we have in the room. And one game does not minimize or maximize what a selective group is made of. Life is all about adversity, and it's not how you handle that adversity in the moment. It's just how you respond to it. And so we have a great opportunity for us as a unit to respond on Sunday. And that's with the Chicago Bears.
Last question, Jeff.
John, I'm just curious, moving forward, how hard is it now as a safety with all the pre-snap stuff the good offenses are doing? Miami, San Francisco, Kansas City.
Yeah.
Harder to get your keys. I mean, what's the impact of all that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that makes it tough is the communication, especially when you're playing at a home stadium, because it's going to be loud on defense, and that's why communication is so key, because there's times where, the safety or the linebacker have to get the guys in different checks, and it happens so fast with motions, and you got to all be on the same page. So communication throughout the week is more prevalent than it is actual game day, because if you're not tied in and locked into what's going on throughout the weekend in preparation and preparing for that, that's going to show on Sunday. And so, another layer of us figuring that out, and obviously football slowly evolving with, those types of motions and those types of things that the offensive side of the ball can do. So, but it's great. I love it. I love trying to play the game within the game, and I'm up for the challenge.
Thanks, Justin.
Thank you.